shoot! I'm on the wrong screen. Alright, gamers, guys, it is time for the RGH podcast. Let's do this. Hey everybody, I'm Mtashed, and today I am with two very, very cute gamers, and we've got our boy True Vanguard at the bottom. We've got KackisHD over here, and we have a bunch of juicy topics and drama to talk about. I don't know why the fourth one isn't filled in there on the text, but we'll just rabble off. We'll fix it later. We're going to talk about the Destiny 2 Dawning event. There's some changes that came out today. There's going to be some Twitch community drama. Oh, that's... Yep. Hold on a second here. Can you guys, can you hear them? I'm just looking at the stream here, and the music was playing. But I'm not seeing any audio popping up for you guys. Can you guys? No? Okay, yeah, so there's got to be something wrong here. Sorry. I don't know why that isn't working. I think I know the fix though really quickly. Yeah, I got it. I know what it is.
I pop up there.
There it is.
Gamer.
You're good.
We good? Check 1 2.
It should be. It should be. Hello? Yeah, we're good. It looks like it's working now. I pray. Yeah, it's working.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Are we good?
You might be a little bit loud. I can just fix that though.
The cams are gone.
The cameras are gone. No, this should be good.
Are we good?
I think we're set.
Good, baby?
I think they're set. Okay, sorry guys. I don't know.
We'll crop that out.
I don't know what happened there. So, Cyberpunk got
Welcome
pulled off
everybody
the
to
shops.
RGH. So happy
Yeah.
to see you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
RGH!
this away. I'm gonna take this away, Mtashed.
We just started the podcast.
We're so happy to see y'all here today. Ignore the silly Canadian up there above me. One of the two. Hey, we got a lot of juicy topics we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Destiny Dawning event and some of the shortcomings there, because we got some hot off the press news from Bungie regarding that specifically. Then we got what I think is probably going to be the spiciest topic of the night, although they're all pretty spicy.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Twitch and the community drama that went down this week. At this point, you may or may not have heard.
Well, I was going to say I was cut off that we want to thank Twitch for essentially being official sponsors of the podcast, because every week they're wilding so hard that we got to talk about. Like every week, Twitch does something that is just mind-boggling. So shout out to Twitch for hiring the most incompetent people possible and just basically making this podcast possible.
Yeah, that's right.
And shout out to the
Letting us
people
do what
on
we do.
Twitch. I mean, we got our start with me getting banned, and now there's more people getting banned, but not getting banned as long as they should probably.
We'll
get into it. Let's start with the Dawning stuff, though, for right now.
So, can I say, the funny thing is, I put out a video today talking about how we were on track to fail the Dawning event, and like 1 minute after my video goes live, Bungie saw that notification, was like, we can't deal with this heat. So they enabled triple Dawning Spirit. Now, that should, for the most part, solve it. But, you know, it's funny that in my video, most of the time is talking about, like, why is this even a thing? The Dawning would be good enough without this kind of weird community event, almost like shoehorned in. This is not a tradition. This is the first time it's come up. And it also makes you wonder, if we're not allowed to fail it, what's the point? Like, why, if Bungie's going to swoop in and fix it, if we're
Bail
not
us out,
succeeding, yeah, what is the point? All this is doing is making Bungie look bad because it makes the game look dead. Why not just have these different tiered rewards? There's like 4 or 5 tiered rewards. Have those like drop at each week. Each week you get a new tier of present, and then the last week you get the best present.
Or have it based on your progress, not the community's progress as well.
Yeah,
You know, if you want to grind, go for it. Go earn those presents. Go get those rewards for yourself. But I mean, they did this as well with that other event. Was it
the Saint 14 one?
Was it Saint 14? Was it Bastion?
There
or
was
something?
another event.
There was another event that they boosted.
No, it wasn't Bastion. Bastion was the
Well,
one where the
Guardian
community
Games. Guardian Games. They boosted
might
that
have-
as well, or they changed that.
Well,
I guess that was just the Titans got different
it was
value.
it might have been a Fractaline thing. That there was another event. Like this is definitely not the first time it's happened.
No, they changed the amount of escalation protocol we had, or I can't think of the thing now, where we had to do the Seraph Towers. Seraph Towers.
Yeah, Seraph Towers.
They changed that.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, it's true.
That's right.
So it's like whenever we're about to fail, Bungie literally swoops in and changes the parameters. So again, it's like, what is the point? Like, let's just have like these slow rewards that, or have like a certain time. I don't know. It just seems kind of like it defeats the purpose.
We should probably summarize real quick for those of you who maybe you're not playing the Dawning this time around. Maybe you're confused. What are they even talking about? So this time around, what they did, Bungie, they do this thing every winter called the Dawning. It's sort of like the Christmas holidays festivities in the tower. And we always bake cookies. You can take them to various NPCs and turn them in for rewards. Now, this time what they did is they have this quest that accompanies it. And every player picks up this quest at the beginning of the event. And as a community, there are milestones that we have to reach collectively, handing in these rewards, these packages to various NPCs, completing bounties to generate what they're calling spirit, right? The Dawning Spirit?
Dawning Spirit, yeah.
Dawning Spirit. And every time we fill up the meter, we get to a new checkpoint all the way to the end of the quest.
I just want to interrupt for 2 seconds. Did you know that if you have the Dawning exotic ship equipped, you will get Dawning Spirit whenever you get, or you have a chance to get Dawning Spirit when you get ingredients?
No.
Do you know that?
I didn't. I haven't even logged in for the Dawning,
So
so I didn't know that.
I just wanted to interrupt because like that's one of the problems here is like that's a huge way to get spirit. You're gonna get a ton more spirit, but Bungie, it feels like they didn't explain this properly and they just kind of again shoehorned this in. And so no one has this ship equipped because they don't care. But if they did, they'd be generating way more Dawning Spirit.
Right.
As it turns out, as a community, we are on track to not complete this event. Like pretty obviously so. So Bungie today, as Kackis was explaining, they decided they're going to give the community triple Dawning Spirit now. So we should reach that goal. Now the question is, well, there's a lot there to unpack, quite frankly. Should they have swept in and done something about it? Does that sort of take away the value of the reward at that point? And the other thing is, why was the community not going to complete this event? I think there's a lot of factors in there, and I can speak to at least one of them. I'm a PvP player. Now, the PvP player base lately has actually been pretty up there in the numbers department. There's a lot of people playing PvP right now. But PvP is a complete waste of time if you are trying to do anything in the Dawning, because you can only acquire 2 out of 3 ingredient types to bake cookies, okay? You have basically 3 ingredient types that you need to bake a cookie. And you can get types 2 and 3, but you cannot get the green ingredients that go in the first column anywhere in PvP. So, for example,
you have to kill NPC. You have to get Vex milk or
right.
Cabal oil.
It's PvE combatants to get those. So, as a PvP player here, I have thousands of blue ingredients in both columns. I got Dawning Essence and the various. I don't know if they have a specific name for the second type of the other blue ingredients. I've got thousands and thousands of them, but I will never be able to use those ingredients up because I have 0 green ingredients as a PvP player.
And then you're going to go play PvE and then get even more of the blues and never be able to catch up. Like you'll never be able to catch that up, which is frustrating. Very frustrating.
I just got a beer delivery and it's from an Edmonton brewing company, Tash. So really? I got a nice little local Irish red ale to enjoy.
I actually I have one a little bit more exotic. I think it's from Hawaii. And this beer is called Palm Bay. It's a Palm Bay with strawberry and pineapple. So that is a nice little treat for me. This one's a little. Ooh, that one's rough. That one's that's a 5%er. That's a 5%er.
That's a little strong for you.
A little tough for me.
Meanwhile,
I need to make that Palm Bay light.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I've mixed 2 liquors. That's all it is. There's nothing else in there. That is 2 different liquors mixed together.
He's like, I'm out of this one. I got a little of this. Put them together.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's basically
this
just-
is pretty good. This is a black old fashioned. This is a coffee liqueur. They actually roast their own coffee beans and make a coffee liqueur out of it.
I'm
and
surprised
mix
you
it.
would pollute the validity of that whiskey with another type
Well,
of
this is the
liquor.
thing. I didn't do like a really top shelf. I just did a single barrel Jack with this just to mix with
Oh,
the
okay.
black
All
old
right,
fashioned.
then we'll let it slide. TV.
You can get into
okay.
this. You can get into this combo for $80.
Yeah. Oh
Easy
man.
peasy.
I had a sip
$8.
of that, and it's
And
gonna,
it'll
it's
last
going to
you.
my head.
It'll last you a month.
Yeah, thank
There you
gosh that guy donated $69. You can afford one more of these. Oh my gosh. Now,
So, what? You go?
no,
We should get back to the topics.
a little bit more of the dot. Yeah, a little bit more of the dot. You're right. PvP is basically, if you want to grind PvP, you're not gonna come out with all the ingredients you need. I also made the point where if you're not doing a cheesy farming method, it takes forever to get your essence. Like a whole strike will get you 17 essence, and unless you masterwork it, it's 15 to make a cookie. So you have to do, and it's approximately 10 cookies to get one of the new weapons. So if you want a new weapon, you have to do 10 strikes. Dude, it takes 3 strikes to get a pinnacle reward, but 10 to get a dawning reward? That seems a little sus. And I don't know, and for the casual players, like they're just gonna bake 5 cookies, get no rewards, and be like, see ya. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I'll be honest, I don't want to crap all over the Dawning. The new armor sets look fantastic, and the guns themselves have a lot of character. The new Glacioclasm fusion rifle is legitimately one of the best fusion rifles in the game right now for
Yes.
PvP. I dropped 250 bombs with it today and like 6 wee rans, and I was like, this thing is nuts. Okay, I use fusions all the time. This one was like, it was just out there slaying.
Yeah, dude, you're
Above
god,
and
bro.
beyond.
Hell
Does
yeah.
it feel like when you had the air until back in the day, or not? It's not to that level. Really?
No, nothing is going to get quite to where Aaron Till was because they nerfed the ability that fusions have to even hit at those ranges. But for most engagements, yeah, it's going to feel about the same. You're not going to get those like 100-meter kills anymore.
Yeah.
But big deal. That only ever happened once in a blue moon anyway.
Right.
It's for your mid-range engagements. It's god tier.
That's what makes this thing so sad. Loot-wise, Bungie knocked out of the park. New weapon, and the 2 returning weapons had new roles with new perk pools. That should be the standard going forward, right? That's fantastic. And I mean, the SMG with Dragonfly, hopefully they keep it in the game. But if they do, that's a really unique role too. So loot-wise, there's actually legitimately cool stuff to chase. Great job, Bungie. That's why this whole community thing just feels tacked on. It doesn't feel necessary. And then it just makes it look bad when we fail it by so much, and then Bungie's got to swoop in again. It's like, just don't do that. Have the normal baking dawning cookies and have like a different reward. Every week there's a new one of those presents. Don't do the whole community thing. It's just so pointless.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then it feels like almost like they're adding a chore to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this and I want to go get that weapon, but now it's like, well, they want me to be grinding this out, and I need to contribute so that everyone else can get rewards. It's almost like they're not that they're forcing you into it, but it kind of makes you feel like, well, if I don't help, am I a bad person? Like it's kind of this weird thing where if they were just giving us a gift every other week or every other day, it's just like a nice little treat, a nice little present. Give us some.
It feels like
shards,
a Christmas event.
Yeah, like give us why can't I think of the name? The golf ball.
I don't know.
Yeah, Ascendant Shard.
Ascendant Shard. Ascendant Shard. I was gonna say Enhancement Shard.
It should like
Shard.
every week you log in, you get a better reward. So if you log in once a week for all the different weeks, by the end you get like that exotic tier reward.
It's like an advent calendar.
There you go.
Advent calendar.
Who is the guy at Bungie who keeps completely wildly overestimating how much community interest is going to be in these events? They must have planned this before they knew Cyberpunk would absolutely be a disaster and PlayStation would pull it. We'll talk about that later but like, imagine if Cyberpunk was playable. There'd be even less people playing the Dawning.
Right.
Like, who is the guy at Bungie being like, yeah, bro, this is going to be forsaken launch levels of interest? Like,
Put a
get this
decimal
guy
in the
out of
wrong
here.
spot somewhere. Yeah.
Like, what are you
Here's the
thinking?
thing. I honestly, this is how I feel about this. I feel like if they are going to put these big milestones in front of us to catch, there needs to be they need to show us the carrot at the end so we know, if we get there, we're going to get this really cool thing. But there isn't that. So that's one of the reasons people aren't grinding. So there's nothing really big down at the end of the line for us anyways. the second thing is that if they're gonna do this, they need to stick to their guns. I think like either the community gets it or they don't. Like trying to pull them up. I don't think so. I think you just gotta say
You fail.
at that point it
Or we
loses its
messed up.
value. It's not a community event. It's just something that they're handing us anyways.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That goes back to the whole point. Why have this Dawning Spirit thing if we can't fail?
Yeah, that's exactly
Just
right.
give us the rewards every week. Cut out the whole dumb community challenge that makes your game look like it's dying because you got to come in on the 11th hour and triple the rates, you know? Because like this, I mean, I don't think Destiny's dying, but again, overwhelmingly, I think this is a good event simply because the rewards are absolutely on point. The tower looks fantastic. It's good. It's just like this seems unnecessary, and all it's done is embarrass them. So maybe think twice before doing these community events. Like it doesn't feel very involved even.
The thing is though, is like with this one, it's more like it's like people, maybe there just aren't enough people doing it or they're not doing it efficiently enough. With the Fellwinter's Lie one with Seraph Towers, it was like almost protest. It's like, I'm not doing those Seraph Towers. Like I refuse to do those Seraph Towers.
I almost hope
know what I
people
mean?
do that now because just to see what Bungie would do.
What are you gonna do?
Fail it still if they like increase it even more.
Yeah,
just for funsies.
Make it 10 times and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll grind it out.
But the thing I can't actually recommend people do that because the loot is actually really good. I think you should at least try to get some
a couple rolls of it at least, right?
Yeah.
Especially the Dragonfly roll and then the Glacial Chasm, great.
And they haven't done an official like update on the Dragonfly thing. They just what
they just like we're gonna look at it. And everyone is like, do not delete this.
Don't.
Again, I made this point in a video, but it's like if they're gonna release a big developer update talking about how they need to do better in terms of adding more interesting loot, they cannot take out a finally piece of interesting loot. That would make them look so bad. Like Bungie, if you do that, that's gonna the dumbest thing going. Like the fact that this was an accident is also disappointing. Like, why not just break those rules? Have a kinetic weapon with Dragonfly. Who's it hurting? Literally nobody. Who's it helping? The survival of the game. Let's stop sticking to these weird, rigid rules.
Speaking of rigid rules, you know who doesn't have rigid rules?
What a transition, dude.
Twitch.
Oh.
Twitch's rules are like so nonchalantly enforced.
What do you mean?
Maybe.
What do you mean? I broke a rule and I got banned just the way it should be, right?
Did you? Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. How long did you get banned for?
How long did you get banned for, Tash?
It was a week. It was about a week. They overturned
wasn't it
it.
supposed to be longer?
No, it was a week. It actually got overturned a little bit early, but it was still like 5 days.
Nudity did you show?
Yeah. What egregious thing did you do to deserve? I mean, because that's longer than some people who've done some interesting stuff.
Oh no, I accidentally played another streamer and apparently promoted their channel. I don't know. Why?
Actually,
Why? What are you getting
really
at? What are you getting at?
You told people not to harass and be toxic.
Yeah,
to
that's
them.
true. That's true.
You were being positive.
I said,
and you got
stop
banned for
harassing
that.
this guy. Leave him alone. He's crying. Could we maybe move on here and stop being jerks? And then I got banned. They're like, no, that's too Canadian. We don't like that over here.
Yeah,
He said,
we gotta
sorry.
explain. We gotta explain what's going on here. And I do need to tell my story of discovery for what happened here. So there's a Twitch streamer called Miss Danger is or something like that, who got banned. Whatever she is, misbehavior. Yeah, she got banned for 3 days. She was back streaming in like 3 days and 20 minutes or whatever. Like I saw the tweet from the little bot that tells for that. So 3 days she was banned. Now this is on the heels of many other people being banned. But the interesting part is why she got banned. So I originally kind of came wise to this. I saw on like the Reddit post or something where someone said like, this girl got banned for showing her entire vagina, like showing her entire whatever. And I, being obviously in the mind of this podcast, decided to do some podcast research.
Oh yeah.
I need to get to the bottom of this. But in all honesty, although my investigative skills know no bounds, in all honesty, when I saw that and I saw the link to this, I thought it's not going to be that bad.
I need to put in my specs and do a little bit of research here onto this activity.
in all seriousness of my research, I literally did think, I was like, there's no way it's that bad. Maybe it's a girl like, moving a certain way. Maybe it's accidental. Because I say that because when other streamers like Alinity were like flashed a little bit of nip, that seemed she was like taking off a sweater or something like that.
It was an accidental thing, yeah.
That seemed to be legitimately accidental. And of course, it was like this Twitch streamer fully shows her breasts. It's like, then that's not what really happened. It was like it was clearly an accident. That's what I thought going in. Now, when I clicked this link, it was no joke. This girl bent over, doing this, bro, spreading those actions. She was already doing that. I got a face full of butthole, dude. I was staring.
Your wife comes in. What are you watching?
Butthole. Yeah,
It's
dude, my wife-
research.
It's not what you think.
It's
It's the highest
research.
salon. It's not.
If my wife came in, she'd be like, "Why are you watching porn?" Like that, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, "I'd have no defense." I'm like, I thought this was Twitch. I'm watching Twitch clips." Oh, dude,
Oh,
it was the most egregious like break of the no nudity rule I've ever seen in my life.
right.
And to put this into perspective, the fact that she got banned for 3 days is beyond anything. Like, to give you guys an example,
That's less than I
Um,
got.
that's less than Tash got for being not toxic. But using that same like nudity rule, XQC got banned because he was watching a video that was censored. It was blurred. Twitch went back and found one frame of that video that wasn't blurred and banned him for that. Right? Like, they're going out of their way to ban this guy. And other streamers have gotten banned for weeks, indefinitely, like huge amounts of time for doing accidental things, like clearly accidental violations. There is no way you accidentally spread your cheeks open. That's not that is a very, intentional maneuver. Her excuse, I think, was that she thought it was her OnlyFans. Clearly, I mean, maybe, but it's like, it's like, if you're gonna ban people for doing things like so accidental, that is so egregious. And again, it's like 3 days for that. It is so shocking. It is, and it just makes Twitch, and on the heels of everything that's happened, like we've talked about so many, it just makes them look so bad.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, we want to be clear about this on the show. Like, I just want to say is we are not shaming people who do sex works of any kind. If you have an OnlyFans and that's your grind and that's your thing, we do not shame that. We're not throwing any shame at this girl for her hustle. All right.
This is not her fault at all.
Twitch is what we are talking about here.
This
okay?
is just Twitch enforcing the rules so
inconsistencies.
lopsidedly.
The inconsistencies are just they do not make any sense whatsoever. And it's just kind of hard sometimes to believe that there isn't a reason for the things that they do. Sometimes when it happens this much, you have to assume that sometimes they're looking at this and asking the question, does this benefit us? If it does, let's go easy on them. If it doesn't, let's just do the full punishment.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, 'cause every time it seems to benefit them, the punishment seems to not be as bad, because here we are. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was flocking to Twitch clips and you know what I'm saying? Like, the amount of publicity that they got from this. I'm not saying that they need publicity. Obviously, they're the biggest name in live streaming, but it certainly didn't hurt them.
Yeah. And
who knows?
And then what was that other girl that got banned for her little kid?
So the reason this blew up partially so much, again, it's the thing is just, it's, the blame is all on Twitch and for the inconsistencies. And another inconsistency is, so this girl violates the nudity rule like nothing I've ever seen. Like, the nudity rule is destroyed and gets 3 days. A Brazilian small streamer who's like a Valorant pro, like she plays Valorant.
Mhm.
She goes to get like food from some Uber Eats app. I am not sure but she leaves her stream to go and get some food. While she does this, her daughter comes up and interacts with her chat in some way. So maybe she's like typing, but she interacts with them. Now, this breaks the no minors rule because you're not allowed to have like an unsupervised minor interacting with chat. All right. You're not allowed to create a Twitch channel if you're underage. But clearly, this was like an example of just she went away and then she came back and it was all good. And her daughter just got to her stream and just talked to people. And they're probably like, oh, what's up, little girl? Like nothing bad happened. And it was such a clear accident. And this streamer, this tiny Brazilian Valorant streamer, got indefinitely banned with no contact either. So 3 days for spreading your cheeks versus indefinitely banned if your daughter accidentally talks to someone on your stream while you're gone for a couple minutes. And it's like, that right there is the problem. That is the problem.
I mean, I broke that rule.
Unbelievable.
I did a stream with Benny when he was really little, and I ran to the bathroom quick, and he was just sitting on the chair. So, like, what? Is that... I should
better
be
delete that
banned?
VOD. Yeah, better delete that VOD, dude, because some overzealous Twitch mod is going to come and try to ruin your life. And thankfully, she's been reinstated since because it
took an outrage. It took an outrage to do it.
That's the thing. If you're a Twitch streamer, just know you can get your channel back if the entire internet is so outraged by your ban that they pressure Twitch into changing their mind.
Right, exactly. It's like, is that the only reason I got unbanned? Did they even look at my appeal, or is it because every streamer is like, how the hell did you ban Mtashed? Like, what did he possibly do? And then I explained it, and then everyone's like, what the hell is this?
And that's the thing. You can't have it both ways. They can't say when the publicity is bad, like, hey, guys, you misrepresented us. We believe that context matters, like their defense with the whole intel stuff.
Just
context matters,
explain
guys.
That, like, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so, well, you probably know more about it than I do because you were the one that told me about it.
I've been talking too much. Chat's gonna get mad at me.
But apparently their defense when, I don't know if you guys know who Slasher is. He's on Twitter a lot. He basically puts information out there in the gaming community and publicizes it for folks to see for more visibility. Typically pretty reliable source. Nice guy. But anyways, Twitch did not like his representation of them from that town hall meeting, which we talked about in the last episode,
where
with the
they
whole banning of the words. And they were like, "Now listen, you misrepresented us. We believe that context matters, and if it's used in a bad context, then we'll ban it. But if it's just used harmlessly, then we won't." Well, you can't use that excuse when the publicity is bad. But then take that away when the publicity is good. Like now everybody's rushing to your website because they hear about this girl and what she showed, right? And so you're like, slap on the wrist. Context doesn't matter now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be consistent.
And context should matter when you ban a girl because her daughter came on the stream for 4 minutes, or not even, like 40 seconds while she's getting food. Like... Yep. Like if I run to the bathroom and Ben's
that's
like,
an accident.
"Hey, Dad, are you in here?" Matters. Looks in. Oh, he's not in here. Like what? And then you get banned? Are you kidding me? Joke.
Yeah. It's scary. If you're on Twitch, you're like you know the rules, but it's like the fact that I could either be banned indefinitely or have a slap on the wrist for the same violation, depending on which Twitch mod is. After me today. It's so bizarre. It's absolutely crazy. And it comes on it really doesn't look good for Twitch, right? Because I'll just be honest, a huge portion of the community right now is looking at Twitch and saying, why did they ban simp, incel, and version? That's what Twitch staff gets called and accused all the time. So the theory is that Twitch staff got super salty about being called simps every 2 seconds and decided to make it a banned word so they can ban people for doing it.
Right.
What happens 2 seconds later? What most people would say, a Twitch staff is simping on this girl who egregiously breaks the rules, and so she only gets a slap on the wrist.
And the thing is,
I'm not even saying that's true. I'm just saying it's so easy
look good
to put together this narrative. It's so egregious of an example. It's like the most outrageous violation of this rule I've ever seen. That I swear, other female streamers and male streamers who have done this accidentally have gotten way worse. I've gotten like week bans for a boob falling out accidentally or something like that.
Right.
So it's like, why do it accidentally? Why not just do it on purpose if you're only going to get 3 days? Because all what happened is this girl only got 3 days. her Twitch exploded and her OnlyFans exploded. So
And
it's like,
Instagram and everything,
which
every
it
metric.
sets a bad precedence because, like, why wouldn't you exploit this if Twitch is going to be so pathetic when it comes to enforcing the rules? It's so exploitable, and that's not good for their platform because they have to mark like adult only streams, and they have like these rules for a reason. And I mean, maybe the solution is to cry to Amazon, because I'm sure Amazon, and I'm sure, you know what, it got YouTube to change when people went to the advertisers. It might get Twitch to change too.
That's
if
what
we
I was
tweeted
gonna
at
say.
the boys, which does
That's
nothing
exactly
but
right.
advertise on Twitch, tweet at the
Hey,
boys.
your
and
ad was on this girl's thing.
well,
where she did
it's
this.
I
You
guess,
know what I mean?
yeah. Well, it's
They might be like, wait, what?
Coca-Cola, dude. Coca-Cola, Chevy,
Yeah.
all these advertisers that advertise on Twitch say, "Hey, this is what you're advertising on. You're basically putting it on a porn site." At this point, with how and this person's back already after 3 days.
She went from 10,000, or she got 10,000 followers in the last 4 days on Instagram. And she was at 10,000 before, and she's at like 20 something thousand now. So it's like, if anything, she benefited because she's okay.
I wish
showing
I
that
could
stuff.
do something to get a jump like that.
yeah.
Double my
Dude, whip your dick out.
She's
You're
okay with
good.
that. And
trust me, that wouldn't get me.
it isn't about like what she did. It isn't about what she did. She like, if she was trying to record it for her OnlyFans or whatever, is what it is. Like, you do your thing. It's the fact that people have been banned far longer for far less. There's been people that have been, repeatedly skirting by. Whether, I'm not going to throw out a whole bunch of names, but there's been so many suspect things. A lot of us just want clarity. A lot of us just want consistency, because it's scary when your job is to rely on a platform and you can't trust a platform. At this point,
That's right.
I'm scared to even make any jokes about any Twitch mods or even bring this up publicly, technically, because it's like, well, if I piss off the wrong person, are they just going to like nuke my account and just end it? Like, I don't know, because they have the power to save people from being banned. So they probably have the power to,
to inflict it. Yeah.
inflict pain, whatever they want to do. So,
I mean, on that regard, it's so inconsistent. Like, people, and like, what people will do is, like, you have streamers that are like, in Discord chats, or they're doing whatever, and people will send them links to nude photos. And sometimes these people will click those links and it'll open on stream, and it's a dick or something, right? And they're like, usually like, oh no, but people have been banned for that for a certain amount of time, for like accidentally opening a link they didn't know what it was.
well, didn't
it's like
Forzen, I think, is it Forzen got banned because he opened up a picture and it was just like a picture, and then after a few seconds it switched to a horse. I think it was there's actually like a woman doing something to the horse, but he got banned like permanently recently. I don't know if it was Forzen or,
I think it is Force. People are talking about the Force ban, and
it was
like,
someone,
that's the example. It's like, this dude didn't even do it on purpose and gets permanently banned. And maybe it wasn't his first rodeo. I think that's something that, in fairness, people often overlook.
right.
And Twitch is like, why did Twitch go so hard on this person? It's like, and then you look into it, and they've been banned like 7 times before for like skirting the rules. They're like a habitual rule breaker. And it's like, okay, well, maybe this makes sense as to why Twitch is like going a little harder than usual. But still, it's like, when you compare these two incidents, it's not even close.
Yeah. Where's the consistency?
Yeah, and
That's it.
it's just thing after thing after thing. Like, Twitch,
When
can't
is it
catch a
going to
break.
start mattering? That's the question. When is it going to
Yep.
start mattering? When are people going to stop using the platform? Because I think everybody has their tipping point. And eventually some viewers are going to start saying, listen, I cannot support this platform anymore. It's really a shame. I like a lot of the creators here, but there's other streaming platforms, there's other streamers that I'm sure are making quality content. I might just go take a hike. When is it going to start mattering for advertisers, like we mentioned, when they're going to say, we just can't trust them anymore, let's pull our ads? I think eventually there's got to be the one infraction on Twitch's part that's going to push somebody over the edge.
So I just got an email recently that I have a new Twitch account manager. I got a message and they're like, hey, I'm your new account manager. So I don't know where the guy is that was there before. And I was like, hey, thanks for the update. And I was like, so one thing I wanted to discuss was exclusivity with Twitch. I've got another platform that I that I'd really like to leverage for big events in games, but instantly murdering my Twitch partnership to enjoy that with my very large community, it sucks. I'd love to be able to maybe negotiate that. And she's like, no, not going to happen. But then also she was like kind of talking to me, and she's like, there's other ways to expand your audience with TikTok and all of the other things. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I just said to her, it is what it is. I'm just not sure what's best for my brand right now. With the tone deafness of Twitch in the recent things, the DMCA issues and other issues, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested in streaming somewhere else. And I was like, I was just really honest with her, and she was kind of like, "Ooh, let's
this poor girl." They're like, "Here, we're gonna assign you to Mtashed."
Yeah, let's sit down and have a talk." But I'm like, you know what? Honestly, like, if you want my feedback on the platform, I don't feel good being here. I don't want to be here really. And if there's opportunities to leave, I'll take them. So I think I'm gonna kind of throw like, you want to keep me, pay me.
It's crazy. I mean, it's kind of sad Mixer folded when it did. If Mixer was hung on a few more months, people would be, I feel like a lot of people would be flowing to Mixer right now. Twitch could not mess up more. They could not look worse if they tried. Like, again, Jeff Bezos, take a look at who's running Twitch, and I feel like they own substantial stock in Facebook or YouTube. Like, holy crap. There's like almost there's no other explanation. They're basically trying to torpedo Twitch. Like, it's just so easy to not make these asinine decisions.
Do you want to know what I think will happen a little bit? Is I think it's going to take a while still, but I have a feeling that maybe, especially with how popular like things like Fortnite and Minecraft are on YouTube, I think that there are going to be some really young creators that they decide to just start on YouTube. And that's the thing, is it is going to take some years, but as some of us get a little bit older, maybe the decision is I'm going to stream on YouTube, and they start their careers on YouTube, and 5 years from now, there's some 5 million viewer channel, or not viewer, but like 5 million subscriber channels that stream on Twitch. They're covering games like Fortnite and these things, and they build up their audiences there. We've had people jumping ship
on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube. We've seen people jumping ship from Twitch to YouTube, and they've had a lot of success with Valkyrie, with Courage. I mean, yeah. Doc is killing it right now, right? Ninjas...
Which we still don't know why Doc got banned.
Right, exactly.
There's another example. Doc, last time I remember, Doc didn't spread his butt cheeks on stream, so it was like, he got banned forever.
I wish I saw the clip. Wait, what? But yeah, like maybe in the new generation of content creators, they just see the problems that Twitch is having, and they start on YouTube, and it's going to take a few years for that to adjust. But I mean, YouTube is big, and I've seen some of the demographics that they're posting, or like the infographics that they're posting, and obviously they're going to pump their numbers up and make it look as good as they can. But like some of the viewership on these mobile games, some of the viewership on some of these games like Minecraft, it is astronomical there. It is insane how many views. That Dream guy, he's like a Minecraft speedrunner. He's been in some drama recently. Actually, have you guys heard about that?
Yeah, for faking his speedruns.
Okay, so he's got a bunch of speedruns, and he's known as like the best Minecraft player ever, and he does all these challenges like, I'm gonna try to beat the game while these people hunt me down, right? And he like escapes and right, and he does all these fun things, and I think he makes really good content. But there's some people at the speedrunning commission, and they're like, so we looked at his speedruns, and for him to consistently get this RNG, we did the math on it, and it's 1 in 7 billion.
No, trillion.
Or trillion. Yeah, no, it was trillion. Was it trillion? Yeah, it was trillion.
Yeah. It was like this Dream guy. This Dream guy cheated for sure. Like, if you're a Dream fan, you're like, no, shut up. Like, that's because it's like it's simple. He does his channel. The reason it's so successful is because he's known as like the best, and he does these insane records. The problem got in when he tried to like authenticate this stuff because his ego got too big, literally, like basically, right? And so, yeah, it's like every single time he does a speed run, he happens to find diamonds so easily. There's things where you can trade with villagers and get these super rare items. He happens to get them not only once, but like twice in a row. It's like this insane luck where it's like, and it's not just one run. If it was one run, yeah, but it's like every single time it's the same one.
And that's kind of what they said is like, if you look at any speed run, if you look at the Final Fantasy VII speed run record, why is it the record?
Well,
because of
someone said
insane luck.
Someone said he made a
like-
video showing that the mods cherry picked specific moments. Like, yes, that's the point. Is they looked at moments where RNG mattered. They looked at moments when he was trading with villagers. They looked at moments when he was like finding super important items. Right? When he's just building stuff, there's no math involved there. Right? I don't know. The whole like he made a video like disproving it. Again, it's like they looked at the graph they made. They looked at his like from 16 different speed runs and just the different instances of luck, and he's above the 99th percentile.
Right.
Like
he's like
this
the
guy,
luckiest player ever.
If your luck was 99%, they had like the graph, and he was above that graph. So if you like, no one in the world can replicate what this guy did ever, because it's like beyond the capacity to be that lucky, basically. And I don't know. They basically made a thing like that's the reason they put so much effort into it, because they're like, we need to make this document basically concrete because we know his fanboys are going to try to defend him.
Yeah.
Apparently, it wasn't concrete enough, because it's very easy to make a response and be like, oh, I don't know, from the math, just the math side, it's just like guys, it's literally the same. If you're defending, maybe you know what? No, if you're defending Dream here, it would literally be like someone logging on in Destiny, getting like 10 exotic engrams from 10 enemies they kill in a row, and all of those exotic engrams giving them exactly what they need. Like, that is the luck we're talking about here.
Right.
And in any other game, it would be like so obvious that that's something. Now, if the graph is wrong, I don't know. The graph is wrong. These are like people that like all establish. Maybe I'm out of my depth here, but if the numbers I saw were correct, aside from the people who made those numbers lying, which is possible, but if they are even remotely correct, they're right. Like, it's outrageous luck.
I don't know jack about that.
And even if it is,
yeah, it was just a crazy.
Even if it is, though, he still made
story.
like really interesting videos. He's still getting the like publicity from it, and like, you know, I don't think it's gonna hurt him long term. People aren't gonna be like, nope, I don't like your videos anymore. He's had some of the most insane growth on the platform, and you know, when you get hold of that algorithm, YouTube can be like a pretty crazy beast overall.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, my son has watched some of his videos just because of the pure entertainment. He doesn't care at all about whether it's true or false. He does not care. But seeing him trying to kill the Ender Dragon when there's two other guys in the lobby trying to kill him, he's glued to it. He thinks that's really exciting to try and watch. You know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I want to point out that again, like, I have nothing against Dream. I don't even watch his content. All I did was delved into this document and looked at the math and looked at the explanation. Maybe they are lying. It would basically have to be that the people who made this document had phony math and were basically intentionally trying to sabotage him. If they were doing it in any sort of legitimacy and just put out the math based on the numbers, if the numbers are correct, he's 100% like cheating to basically like get these speed runs, right? I mean, he was on this crazy road to success. I don't think it's too hard. Like, even if you're a fan, it's not too hard to, like, if your channel is based on you being the best, you tweak a few things here and there to make sure you're the best. Like, it's not, you know, we've seen similar things like happen a lot, right? So it's interesting, dude. I mean, but there's also the perspective of like people who are just fans of him as like his content. Like, doesn't matter what he does, like they're just gonna be fans forever. And also, it's like, why does he need these speedrunning world records? Like, just keep making entertaining content. It seems like almost unnecessary. He
gets more views in 1 month than I've ever had on my entire channel ever. Every month. He is a multi-millionaire. So even if he loses a few subs, I think he'll be okay. You know,
he'll be fine.
He'll be okay. He is in a pretty damn crazy position overall. But do you know who isn't in a good position? Cyberpunk, because you can't even buy it.
Project Red.
You can't even buy it anymore. They have pulled it off the PlayStation Store, and I wanted to talk about this one because, you know, I haven't loved it. There has been some glitches and stuff, but like, there are some really good things in it too, and we kind of said that in the last one. But now it's been pulled off the PlayStation Store, which is pretty unprecedented. This is a
This is so bad.
It is like a complete gaming failure or like studio failure overall. And it's not even necessarily the devs. It's the people that produce the game. They said put it out, launch it, and
Has any other
lied to
game-
everyone. Like they lied to people about the quality of the game and like a bunch of different things. And now it's not only getting like review bombed, but it is completely unpurchasable on PlayStation Store. They're giving refunds. They changed the what was it? The Xbox rules. You can instead of
they
doing
made
like,
it so that you can play for over 2 hours and still get a refund.
right, yeah.
Dude, this has never happened before, right? Am I wrong in saying that?
Like there's been games that have been delisted from PlayStation before, but never has a
to
game
this-
of this caliber.
Exactly,
been
dude.
delisted.
Anthem was very buggy, and Anthem did not do well on the PlayStation 4.
I'm gonna say
I think-
this. You go ahead. You finish. Go ahead and finish.
Anthem was bricking people's consoles, I think. Wasn't there like a glitch people could get that would like brick your console? You had to like factory reset it with Anthem.
Apparently, yeah.
I don't recall them.
Yeah.
Didn't get delisted from the store. And Mass Effect Andromeda, massive glitches. Didn't get delisted. There's been some buggy games have not gotten delisted.
Fallout 76 didn't get unlisted, right?
Fallout 76 didn't get delisted.
I will say this.
Only Cyberpunk.
I believe that Cyberpunk 2077 in its current state is a better game than Anthem was when it launched. And I know there are people who will disagree with me, but hear me out. Cyberpunk 2077, we have ragged on it, and rightfully so. The bugs are unforgivable. The crashes are unforgivable for a game of its caliber. It underdelivered in a lot of ways.
No Man's Sky didn't get delisted.
But it's still a pretty good game. And there's a lot of big name people out there who are known for giving very honest reviews of games who consistently are saying on their platforms, it's not a bad game. It really underdelivered. The bugs are inexcusable. But the game itself has some really charming moments to it. The character development can be really fun. Making your build can be really fun. And I myself, I've ragged on the game. I've been honest with people. I tell people, hey, right, don't buy the game until at least the next gen update comes out. But if you already have it and you're already playing it, hey, there's a lot of fun to be had. I'm almost 40 hours in at this point, and I'm still going.
Yeah.
I like it.
You said you're like a ninja, or you're like a meleer with. Like
I have two characters. One character is all blades, so knives and katanas. I don't use guns at all, and it's a ton of fun. It's just stupid amounts of fun. I crank up the difficulty and I run in there. I even like double jump into the air to cut drones out of the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like even the stuff that you should be using guns on, I'm like, nah, we're full sending.
Yeah.
But I had a point I was gonna make, but now I forget because you asked me a question. It's your fault.
I'm sorry. Dude, so you're saying that like the game, like the game has some good stuff. You're 40 hours in.
That's some charm to it. It's just on the console. That's why they removed it from PlayStation Store and not Steam, right?
Yeah,
on the PlayStation consoles, it's really suffering.
Yeah,
and causing just a ton of crashes.
What I was gonna say is that I have a hard time seeing this as a win in the gaming industry to have it delisted from PlayStation for now. Was it the right call? I mean, you can make a good case for that probably, but I really do it's just a feels bad, man, for gamers. It's a feels bad because I feel bad for the developers that put their heart and soul into this game. And there are a lot of people whose opinions I really, really do trust. There's a guy named Vicious Paris. I don't know if anybody is familiar with him, but he's a podcaster who's been covering the game for a long time now. He's been out to the studio. He's had hands-on time with the developers, with the game before it was released. He's played it a lot. He's been shoulder to shoulder with the people who poured their heart and souls into this game. And he'll openly say on his platform, look, it underdelivered in an inexcusable way, but there are people who were very passionate about this game, and he hates that there's this stigma that the whole studio was just out there to make money. They didn't care what it looked like. They didn't care how the consumer was going to experience their game, because that's just not true. There's a lot of people who were very passionate about the work that they dumped into that game. So it's a feels bad. I have a hard time seeing it as a win.
Well, and you can't tell me that some of the story wasn't exceptional. Like some of the side quests are exceptional. They're very good. There's some very, very good sub quests there. Like it's not the whole game that's this bin. And that's the thing is, like, if you do look at Fallout 76, if you do look at, Anthem, there were some like major things there where it's like, this is bad. Like the end game of Anthem was like the core thing that was bad. Like the loot and the end game was like bad. And with Fallout, there was bugs and there was like major issues. But I think that, again, as you were saying, I think that Cyberpunk has more redeemable qualities. Like, if you look at the amount of redeemable qualities of Cyberpunk compared to even Anthem. Anthem had flying. It was pretty cool.
That's my point.
And, like, there was the javelins. Like, there were some redeemable qualities. But, like...
Anthem, actually, you could play for more than an hour without your game crashing.
Could you at the start? Could you at the start?
On a PlayStation.
I don't know about that. No, there was a lot of issues too, though. There was a lot of issues too.
That's the crazy part. It's like, if you make that argument, then it's like, well, if it was crashing the same as Cyberpunk, why did they remove Cyberpunk and not Anthem? Like,
right.
I feel like some of this was Sony saving their own skin, because we talked about this, where it's like Sony was promoting the crap out of Cyberpunk as well and getting those pre-orders in, and like Sony has a responsibility to verify what it's putting on its platform, and if it's not playable on the PlayStation 4, right? Why are you selling it on the PlayStation 4?
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing, is it's just like, how is it getting past the testing? And we kind of talked about that with PlayStation. It's like, how is it getting certified if it can't run? Like, did they get a copy and like the one time on that PS4, it's like, oh, it works, nice.
That's the thing.
It's tough to say there.
So the certification thing, to get certified, you basically just need to like be able to get updates. Like, you need to be able to patch the game. It's something super minor, right? Where maybe they need to change what certifying means. Maybe they need to like actually make
like a quality, like a QC of some sort, where you're
like you gotta have some sort of quality assurance to be like, hey, you're selling it on our platform. Does it actually run on our platform?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're absolutely right. I think that honestly, it just never should have gotten to this point, and that's the point. Like, it's hard to see this as a win when clearly something went wrong beforehand for it to even have been sold on PS4. I play on PS5 and PC, but mostly on PS5, and I don't know if it's because of they have had a couple of updates since, but in my last 2 play sessions, I've had 0 crashes. I mean, you still get a little glitchy bug from time to time, but it's playable and it plays pretty smoothly. But quite frankly, the question, something went wrong before it even shipped out. It never should have gotten to that point. And so the fact they had to retroactively pull it off of their shelves digitally.
Right.
Actually made the point in chat. That's actually a very good point. Is this all because that CD Projekt Red came out and made the statement saying, hey, we're sorry, we should have been more transparent. If you want to get refunds, we understand. And they didn't talk to Sony about this.
And then it put Sony in a tough spot.
And then it put Sony, like, people try to get refunds, and Sony was like, we're not doing refunds. Remember there was that initial story where like Sony was like, just wait for patches, like, we're not refunding. And then that started to build, and Sony, I think, was like, you know what? Screw them, because they were just basically mad that they did that statement without Sony's knowledge. So then they almost vindictively took it out of the store to be like, you'd go against Sony. Who do you think you are?
Well, I mean, it's like with Fortnite, when Fortnite was like trying to fight with Apple. Apple's like, oh, okay, you want to play games, right? Like, these are big, multi-billion-dollar companies. It's like, if you're messing with their bottom line, they will mess you up. They will end you. And if you're making Sony look bad because they're not giving refunds for your trash game, it's like, okay, we're gonna kill your game then. Like, they have the power. They will do it. They're the platform. They're the platform. Right. They have all the power there. You made the game and you're playing it on there, but you made that game on their test builds and their platform. And so that is very true. It could be kind of like a PR move, because it's like, this game isn't good enough to be on PlayStation, so we're taking it off PlayStation. We're making that decision. Which is, I mean, it's kind of crazy. But honestly, this kind of brings up another thing, is like, can we please start getting some good, like, very well made, no problem games? Because they do happen. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima comes out, awesome. Like, no problems whatsoever. God of War comes out, and there are games like that do come out, and they're overall beautiful. Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, is another game where it's like, it's just, I would say, almost a masterpiece type game. But I would say that they're rare now. Like it's like 1 in 20.
Like
It's 1 in
Anthem,
15 minimum. There's so
Mass Effect
many.
Andromeda, Destiny 2,
Fallout 76,
Fallout.
like even Fallout 4 was not as well enjoyed as the third one.
Meanwhile, 3 guys get together, decide they want to make their own homemade game.
Among Us, which should be bullet point 4, by the way. Among Us.
This is our secret mystery topic, by the way, everybody.
Yeah.
Among Us, made by 3 friends who are just like, hey, let's throw something that'd be kind of fun just to play. It broke 500 million players in the month of November last month. That, by the way, catapulted it up to being one of the most played video games in the history of gaming.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which makes it's like people just want a fun, simple game sometimes.
People just want to have fun, man.
And I think these gaming companies are kind of overthinking certain things. I mean, like we talked about the Call of Duty skill-based matchmaking thing, right? But it's a performance-based match. For those who don't know, if you play Call of Duty Black Ops, it will let you have a couple of good games, then it will purposely put you in a higher skill bracket so you have multiple negative games, and then basically when you're just at your psychological breaking point, they've done the research, it will put you back into the lower skill lobbies so you get really good games. So it gives you that hit of dopamine every once in a while. It's very nefarious. And Activision is doing that to try to squeak every hour of playtime out of people, making them miserable for most of the time. And then every once in a while they have a really good game and they think back and they remember that really good game. When these 3 people are just putting together a fun, simple, dumb game and everyone loves it, right? And it's like, maybe chill with the weird, nefarious stuff, trying to like look at all these psychological studies and just make a damn fun, good game.
Focus on making a good game.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. And like a lot of these companies, they are just trying to like milk people for everything they can. Like, you know, there's really terrible systems in a lot of games, like a lot of the sports games with like the My Team stuff. Very bad. There's gotcha systems in many games, like Genshin Impact. Like I despise that system. I wish it didn't exist. I think it ruins the game in some cases. And you know, it's kind of nice. I'm really glad that Among Us has seen the success that it's seen, because it is just kind of like, it's almost like a wholesome game. You know, it's like, it's like
just
gamers
simple.
made that for gamers, and it's just, it's been a good community thing. I mean, we played it the other on what night?
2 nights ago, my wife killed all 3 of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
we played.
Your wife so easily manipulated my wife and Tash's wife.
Really
You literally just
so hard.
Literally just by yelling, dude. It was like, I didn't. She basically just didn't let.
She murdered Kackis and Mike, and then when I tried to say, "Yo, guys, it's Steph," she just talked over me and just yelled over me, and all the girls were like, "Yeah, he's really suspicious.
Oh my God,
he is trying to throw you under the bus, Stephanie. Wow."
And then as soon as they vote, like, and then she like kills.
I couldn't get a word out before they voted. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I was like, "This is so obvious. It's like painful." And they're like, "Oh my God, you're right." However, using the wives also, I got Tash thrown out so easily because I killed Steph. Then I went and Ryan sussed him out. Ryan was like, it might be Tash, honestly. He was doing some weird stuff, and it wasn't. So I knew. I went and I made sure to go kill TV. Once I killed TV, it was so easy. I had our 2 wives. Tash, I was just like, you know what? Ryan sussed out Michael. Ryan's dead. And they're like, they're like, oh my God, you're right. I was like, this is so easy, dude. Like,
oh, they need to learn. Like they gotta play that more.
I know. Once you start to get the hours in, like when I've played like with Mr. Fruit, like everyone in those groups are like they're seasoned veterans. Nothing gets by them. They're like, oh yeah, what task did you do? Name. You're like, oh, name every task, right? You play Among Us, name every task, and you accept it. Be like, oh, I did water, and then after that, I did the download.
And they're like, nope, because it took you 5 seconds to get. Like they know they've got a stopwatch, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It was a good time though. Funny. It was pretty fun, but those are the main topics for today. So what we're gonna do?
We're not done though.
No, we're not done. We're not done. First, what we're going to do is going to go, hey, everybody, check out Focus. We're sponsored by Advanced GG. And if you use code RGH, you can get 10% off. Go to Advanced GG.
But don't use code RGH right now because I think code, what is it, Mtashed 30 is 30% off?
Yeah, Mtashed 30. It is.
So you just get 30% off. Like, I mean,
do what's right for you.
Do what's right for you. This is a really cool product, though. It is clinically tested to improve your focus while you're gaming and studying and doing all those things. And everyone who tries it compared to competitors like bargain bin energy drinks, they say amazing. When they compare it to the Tesla of energy drinks, they say that's still trash because this is the best one. So is what it is.
They have a CBD line too.
Yes, they do.
Don't.
And now we're demonetized.
Yeah, don't say that.
That's how I got. That's how I got banned. That's how I got banned from YouTube. I get banned a lot. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, exactly.
Chill.
Can you not get banned? So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn it into membership only chat. Now, if you're not a member, by all means, you stick around, right? We're all gonna have had basically had a crazy rant against season 8 of Game of Thrones last episode.
Oh,
but we're basically
Star Wars,
gonna flip, and Star Wars. We're gonna flip it into members only mode. So members, you can go ahead, start asking those questions. We're gonna pick out some questions from chat. So go ahead and start asking those questions.
We should call out the new supporters and stuff too.
Sure. Viewer activity. We got a $69.69 donation from Rodeo. Thank you so much for the huge donation. Merry Christmas.
I was gonna buy one thing of whiskey for Ryan.
Perfect. That's what we need.
No,
PD Club with a brand new membership. Black Rob with a new membership. We got Arkage Nishan.
Archangel.
Oh, Archangel.
Nice.
Archangel.
Yeah, you're killing it.
I got you, Arch.
I thought it was French. I thought it was French. Archangel. Jesus Christ. Player. I can't even read, bro. I can't even read. Archangel. Thank you so much for the membership as well. But yeah, guys, we're going to put it in members only mode. So if you guys have any burning questions or things you want to say to us, go for it. Go for it, gamers. Oh,
a drink question from another whiskey
$5.
fan.
This one is for TV. It was awesome to play with you and Pure Blade. It was awesome. Christmas present for me personally. What a way to end the year from D Mendez, $5. Thank you.
Thanks, D. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
I actually went flawless twice with True Vanguard and Pure Blade, and I was surprised you did a video. I was surprised you actually were able to get enough footage considering how often I was acing those rounds, baby. He can't even deny it. He knows me and my trustee was slaying out.
He got some aces. He will forget. He will forget all of mine because here's the difference. They happen to me so frequently that you're interrupting me again, Kackis. See, here's the thing. It's so common for me that I don't go around tooting my own horn every time I like, you know what I'm saying? But every time Kackis manages to make a play, he's just
because it's so out of this world for him.
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
out of this world.
Yo, I lived at the top of the scoreboard. I went to the top of the scoreboard. I set a tent and I stayed there, baby. That's what I was doing.
That must be nice because I played comp with him one season and it was the biggest liability I've ever seen in gaming.
Honestly, I think that was when I just came over to a PC, and it was
and it was when Antaeus Wards got buffed, and we're like, how do we do it? This guy was just sprinting at us, and we're like,
I'm still getting used to the keyboards. I don't got all my bindings, bro. I'm like trying to press some weird, and then some guy's sliding at 1,000,000 miles an hour, invincible. I'm just like, what the heck is going on?
Oh my God!
Console was fun though, and it felt really good with the 120 frames per second. Wow. Like, and it just like feels like a totally different game. I was playing the PlayStation 4 version mistakenly.
That's right.
I was like,
he didn't even notice.
You're like, there's a new version. I was like, what do you mean?
Like, how did you not notice you were on 30
I was
frames,
just like,
bro?
console. I was just so used to console being like trash in
Let-
like 30 FPS.
Like you logged in on your PlayStation to play
I
crossplay?
updated
So
everything.
PS5
I
has
accidentally started the PS4 version.
right.
So it was
there's two different
still
versions
there's
of the
two
game.
different versions. I don't know why you have access to the PS4 version on the PS5. It just
So that
seems
if
kind
you
of-
wanted to play, with your, what I'm saying,
but you can still play with your PS4 friends on the PS5 version.
you can, but like if you're doing
Yeah.
okay, so this gets to the nitty gritty. But if you're doing clan scrimmages or scrimmages and sweats and stuff like that, they will have everybody be on the same platform. So even if you're on a PS5, if you're in a scrimmage where there are PS4 players, you have to downgrade to the PS4 version to
Okay.
compete at the same level.
Oh,
All
I
right.
gotcha.
But yeah,
But
so
it kind of makes sense.
literally like in the middle, I got to see a stark contrast between like I was like, oh, then I went to the PS5 version. It was like a million times better.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
KFC and Cooler Master announced a gaming console with a chicken warming chamber.
I saw that.
Do you not see that? Apparently it's a real thing. There's
No.
actually a KFC console, and it has a little little chicken warming chamber.
Oh,
I'm getting
gosh.
that. Put some nuggets in there while you're gaming or what?
I'm not getting that unless they come to me and they're like, "Listen, we'll pay you $5,000
I feel like that's what it
US to show
This-
my." I'll be
this-
like, "Yeah, okay."
This is a publicity stunt, and they're gonna give it to streamers. I don't think it'll ever be actually on sale. You
Right.
know?
right.
I would do that, but that's a conflict of interest because I'm officially sponsored by Taco Bell in 2021.
Oh yeah.
The Taco
spot-
Bell
What a
King.
gamer!
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, they came to me and they're like, "Hey, we need you to eat a burrito per stream," and I was like, yeah, "Sure, that'd be incredible."
All right,
I'm doing it
Me
anyway.
too.
Oh my god!
Matt,
So-
to answer your question, yes, that is a single barrel Jack. I use that for just some of my my mixed whiskey drinks. Typically we'll stick to something more like Whistle Pig or something like that if I'm just drinking neat.
He loves Whistle Pig. I'm getting him a Whistle Pig keychain.
Really?
Well, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Shoot, that was your gift. We got a new membership from Shane FPS and Joshua B, and then Chris with a 1337 donation, 1337. Happy holidays, guys, from Chris.
Leet.
Thank you for the leet donation.
Hell yeah.
That was a real gamer hour.
And yeah, does it needs someone said needs a gravy warmer as well for the KF console. Oh my god, dude. What if Cyberpunk doesn't crash on the KF console? What if Cyberpunk runs best on the KF console and
sell like
do
hotcakes.
better than the PlayStation 4? Oh my god.
I gotta tell you this story.
Ultimate way to play Cyberpunk.
Could you
Danny-
imagine?
I think of this story anytime I hear KFC. Okay, I used to be a waiter at a Cracker Barrel, right? When I was in college, that's what I did to pay my way through most of college, right? And I remember this one day where I was waiting on this family, and I brought out a plate of hot biscuits because they wanted some biscuits with their meal, right? And the guy literally, when I put the biscuits down, he looked at them. He picked one up and he threw it on the floor. And he looked at me and he said, I was like, what the? And he looks at me and he's like, "You call that a biscuit?" I was,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. He's like, "You don't know this, but I'm a manager at a KFC and I know biscuits. I know biscuits. I demand that you take these back." I was
What?
like,
Okay. Like, are
I
you
think-
gonna
I
go
think
bake
of
me a
that-
biscuit in the back, brother? Like what?
every time I hear the KFC, I just imagine this guy just throwing a biscuit on the floor. Like, I'm a manager at a KFC.
It's like,
I
well,
know
as a
biscuit.
manager at the KFC, you probably don't want people throwing food on the floor of your establishment, you
I
idiot.
was like,
What
like,
is it? Is
it
a
was all I could do
KFC
not to laugh at the guy.
Is a KFC biscuit like the pinnacle of biscuits? Like,
No, it's
like,
hot garbage.
If he was
bro.
like, I am a Michelin star chef, like I make biscuits.
well, then
I'd be
why
like,
is he
okay.
in Cracker Barrel then? Like, that makes even less sense.
that's right.
What kind of food is Cracker Barrel?
Also, why is he taking his family to Cracker Barrel if he is a manager at KFC?
Right?
Take your family to
And you want to go
KFC.
get some biscuits? Just go to KFC.
Oh my god.
what kind of food is Cracker Barrel? We don't have Cracker Barrel.
It's like Southern home style cooking. So, your country fried steaks and biscuits and
Rib-
gravy,
ribs and stuff.
brunch, real southern homestyle food,
Okay.
fried okra. Yeah.
Well, maybe should have brought a better.
Yeah, in
biscuit.
Canada we just have McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King.
D.
For chains, that's basically it. And then Tim Hortons, which is trash.
It is, dude. I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to offend anybody,
No,
but
it's
Oh, no.
bad. It's
we
bad.
got they
Like,
opened up a
it
Tim
can-
Hortons near me, and I was like, I'm gonna try it out. I was like,
No,
this
it's hot
horrible.
garbage, dude. The coffee is like coffee is like acid. The only thing that's good is their donuts are fine,
Well,
but like, and their food is okay. Like the sandwiches, certain sandwiches are okay, but it's okay at best. Like
McDonald's bought the coffee producer for Tim Hortons like 10,
yes,
50 years ago.
that's the story. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons decided that they can do it on their own, got their own coffee supplier, and the one that they left, McDonald's swooped in and got. And so the McCafe stuff is from the OG Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah, and so
And
everyone
it's
loves
great.
it. Everyone loves
Yeah.
McDonald's coffee better now than Tim Hortons, who is known for coffee. Everyone like people still have it, but that was like such a brilliant.
Dumb Canadians still have it, where they're like, "Oh, gotta get my Timmies," and
Yeah.
you're like, "Yeah, it's like owned by some like, it's not even Canadian anymore."
Yeah.
I'll say they're not Canadian owned anymore.
No.
Well, and
They're
all
owned
the
and operated.
donuts are like honestly, I feel like they're like microwave, but they're like all frozen donuts, and like the if you haven't got like a chocolate glazed, it's like plastic on top. It is so
Yeah.
awful. The dough
Krispy Kreme's
is
way better.
not good, and like their bagels, they could you would think that by now they'd figure out how to toast a bagel. They've got these weird toasters. It toasts a ring on the outside, like burnt, like as black as sin. Like your house got burnt down black. And then the middle is just like dough. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing with it? And the amount of cream cheese. I don't even know if I can give you an example for the amount of cream cheese on these bagels. You could bagel 4 bagels with this amount of cream cheese. And it's like, what are you doing on there? The bagel is 80% cheese.
Dude,
Okay,
literally,
I'm raging now. I'm thinking about these
I
bagels.
I remember. I gotta tell this story. There was a Tim Hortons at my university. So when I went to university, I would get Tim Hortons, and Tim Hortons sandwiches were actually fine. They're like perfectly fine sandwiches for lunch at a university. But they had like some pretty thick bread, and they would never cut all the way through the bread. They would cut through the first loaf and like halfway through the second bottom loaf, and they would always give up. They're like, we can't be bothered. Every single time. They could not be. And so you'd have this sandwich and you'd try to like break it apart. And it was such thick bread, it would like start to tear and then like take away like a third of the freaking bun on one side and all the lettuce would be falling out. And you're like, can you guys just cut all the way through the sandwich? What the hell is going on there where they're like knives are so dull they can't work their way through the bottom of the bread? It's so frustrating.
There are some things that a chain is fine for. And then there's other things where I'm like, no, I do not go to chains for this. And for me on that list are coffee and donuts. If I'm getting donuts, if I'm going to be bothered to go out in the morning and get a donut, I'm going to a small town bakery that does it right.
Yeah.
If I'm going to get coffee, I'm going to go to a local roaster that takes great pride in it. I ain't going to go to no freaking Mitt Cafe for coffee.
They're only $1.
I think if you're on your way
Do
to
you
work
listen?
quick,
If somebody
like, I get
handed
it.
you a steaming turd, Kackis, and said it's only $1, would you take it? Because it's a good deal.
You know what? That's BS. I'm going to argue with you. It's I drink my coffee with so much cream and sugar that I don't care that it's you go to these like boutique places and they've got some guy with a mustache that touches his eyebrows and he's making your coffee. It takes 20 minutes for some reason. It's $6 because I don't know why. A bean is a bean. I don't care that they went and like, kiss the Ecuadorian guy that like made the coffee or something like that. It's like some weird, it's like 40 different sticks.
Just because
like,
you can't
stickers on it.
afford it, Cackis.
It's like
just because you
like
can't
fair
afford
trade,
the coffee.
recycled.
Listen,
whatever.
listen,
It's like,
listen.
And it's like $10, and you're like, bro, I'm gonna put so much sugar and cream.
I'm
in here.
gonna be real with
I'm gonna
you.
pollute.
I'm gonna be
whatever
real with you.
Quality bean. They have to roast it over like. They roast it over like this wood that they've like harvested in the middle of the Amazon rainforest.
That's not how
doesn't make any
roasting works, you dingus. That's not how roasting works. I'm gonna be real with you. McDonald's will slap fair trade, but fair trade is bogus. If you look it up fair trade, it would be like you making less than minimum wage to go out there and work your fields every day. It is a horrible deal. And some of my favorite roasters, like this one whose shirt I'm wearing right now, the guys that run this place literally fly down to the farms in South America and Central America. They partner with the families. They help give them agricultural tips, and they take their roasting very seriously. I absolutely love the whole culture behind good roasting.
Not all of us
And
have.
Sponsored by
supporting those families.
Madcap.
I love it.
Listen, you're right, but not all of us have that Facebook gaming money. That
And
gets
I'm not saying you
$8
have
for a
to. I'm
latte.
not saying you have to, but at least be aware of it.
No,
If
yeah.
you fair trade is bogus if you were unaware.
Right. I have never had a cup of coffee in my life. Never.
Can I make you one?
I've had a sip, and it's too bitter for me. I have a hard time.
That's why I put
drinking it.
lots of sugar and cream in it, and it's delicious.
I see, like, I can have a mocha, like I can have a hint of coffee, and I like a coffee crisp chocolate bar, but that's like 99% sugar, right? Like a hint of it might be okay, but I don't know. It's just coffee's so bitter to me that I'd rather have a Focus energy drink.
Oh my god.
You know, and like the thing is honestly part of it is I run really hot, and so having a hot drink, I'm sweating for like, I swear, like an hour and a half. If I have a hot chocolate, I'm like dying forever, and it just like I can't deal with it.
Your heat down then, you psycho.
No, it's just me. Like I have a hot drink and it warms up my blood or something. I don't know.
It's because of all the. It's because you're sitting by a steaming hot plate of butter
Burrito.
Buttery
Or your-
noodles.
or your sponsored Taco Bell burrito.
I'm surprised Taco Bell's not too spicy for you, Mike.
True.
I
Do they
get
have-
I get the subtle
delicate.
stuff. Gordita Crunchwrap Supremes.
I hope that Taco Bell just doesn't know and like is like first sponsor. You're gonna get to try our ghost pepper chili taco, and then you just like die on stream. Like, oh my!
I'd be sweating just holding it in the package. Like,
One of my favorite memories is sitting next to you in that curry shop underneath Bungie Studios and watching you try to eat that plate of peanut curry.
yeah. I was like dying.
He's literally just running sweat running down. I'm like, are you?
It was
you
so
good,
it
bro?
was so good. It was just so hot. Oh
Was I
man.
there for that? For some reason,
I don't think you were there for that one, man.
Yeah, they didn't invite you because of the like the content.
I deflowered you for Chipotle. You were like, I'm in America, I need to try Chipotle. And I was like, dude, Chipotle sucks. And you're like,
For
I
me?
need to try it. And I took you to that. You remember that, Mike?
Yeah.
We went to Chipotle, and then I was like, what do you think? And you're like, it's really underwhelming. I was like, I
Well,
freaking told you.
No, the thing is I didn't know there was cilantro in the rice, and I can't eat it because I have the soap gene where cilantro
that makes
tastes
it
like
taste
soap.
Yeah.
And so I took a
love
bite,
cilantro.
and I was like, oh no! Like I knew right away. I don't
And
know.
my wife's the same way. She hates Chipotle they put cilantro and everything. She's the same way.
Can you
she
get
hates
right
cilantro.
like just plain rice there, or is it always baked in?
I think you can now, but they used to just have that lime cilantro rice was like their only like their staple rice.
Yeah.
But I think they do. I think they do now have other options. Either way, you're paying too much for a very mediocre burrito.
Speaking of paying too much, do you know what the worst burger fast food place is? I hate to say it's A&W. A&W, have you noticed you're like, I want a teen burger with like onion rings and a drink, and they're like $15. You're like, what? Like, where's this money going? You're like, it doesn't make any sense. It's so expensive. It's not that good. And I might have said this before, but the commercials give me like almost like an aneurysm. I get so upset because it's just people, Canadians, always Canadians. They get these Canadian morons in front of like, it's always like some dumb kid. It's like a front of a field, or like they're in Toronto or something. And they try these A&W burgers, and they're like, "This is the best burger I've ever had." Like, if that's the best burger you ever, like, where do you find these people exactly? Like, have you been like rescued from like the desert recently? Like, even raised by wolves, and like you're trying a burger for the first time? You're like, this is amazing. Like, where do they find these people? And it just makes me furious because it's like you basically have to find like the dumbest people in Canada and give them an A&W burger, and then like they'll say like, "Oh, this is the best burger I've ever had." It's like, dude, there's a local burger shop 100 feet away probably that does a 10 times better burger.
I mean,
This is why I don't
you
get
don't have to
sponsored
believe me.
by the fast
Listen,
food companies.
listen. You
like
don't have to
Tash.
believe me, but like maybe they are paid actors, like the not paid actors, and they're like, "What kind of vehicle do you think this is?" And they're like, "This has got to be a Ferrari. Like it is so nice. This is so nice." And they're like,
God.
"No, you won't believe it. This is a Chevy Malibu." What?
Yeah,
Are you
I
kidding me? Oh.
I hate those people. They're like, yeah, is this a Mercedes? He's like, have you ever seen a Mercedes in your life? They don't look like this. Like,
You ever watch you're that guy, Mark? You ever watch
Mark, yeah,
videos?
he's
Oh
like,
my
it's
God.
a freaking Chevy Malibu. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's
I
like
love that.
doing the blind taste test of Burger King, and he's like, "Oh, this tastes like Burger King. I can tell. Oh yeah, that is. They always get my order wrong. I think they got this one wrong." And it's so
Literally.
good.
Dude, that Chevy Malibu commercial is like a crime against humanity. Like, where do they find these people who are like so impressed? It's like the most basic things too. It's like, did you know the Chevy Malibu has cruise control? And they're like, Jesus, like no way. It's like
It's
every car
science.
does. Like, did you know the Chevy Malibu has brakes? Like, oh, like my car doesn't. Like, what, dude? It's like I remember being in a movie theater and seeing a commercial for a Dodge car. I swear to God, I just remember it to this day. It was some hideous Dodge car, and it was like the two things they are advertising about it. It's like Dodge. It's like the one bullet point was like tons of leg room, and I was like, not off to a good start. I'm like, I mean, if you like, okay. And the next bullet point, I swear to God, was like an aerodynamic design. That's all they had. They're like, what is special about this car? It's got legroom and it's got an aerodynamic design. I was like, I have never seen a car advertise, we have an air, we'll cut through the air, bro. Like nothing, yo. It's like all these other cars, like a Ferrari, Lamborghini, trash. They don't got aerodynamic designs at all. Our Dodge, bro, watch out.
Trust it. And then they sit him down, and they're like, "And now for the big reveal." Is that AC? Is that AC? Yes, and we've got heat. And we've got heat. We've got both of them. We've got both of them.
Exactly.
Dual climate control? No. We've just got heat and AC. We got both of them. We got the cooling.
I remember when my wife's grandfather got a new car several years ago. It was like the base model of the Chevy Cruze. Remember the Chevy Cruze?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I was so tickled over the fact that his brand new Chevy Cruze did not have cruise control. It's a Cruze. It's literally named Cruise. And it did not have cruise. That's
an abomination.
That's a shame.
That doesn't make any dang sense.
But it's like I also hate what it's like if you're buying a new car, it's like why not just? It's like it almost seems like it would be more work to cut out some of these features. Like, yeah, this one it's the cheapest one. Can't lock your doors. Like you gotta like manually roll down the windows. You're like it's like the panels don't move. The AC panels don't move or something. You can't adjust them. I'm like, wouldn't it even be like less expensive to just standardize everything across the board? Right? Like, why do you gotta like? Oh, you want like 4 wheels? Well, that's the Excelsior model, and then you're gonna have to like pay $1,000 more. It's like what?
Yeah.
Well,
I think, and that is the after show.
Well, listen, the members chat, you guys are so bad at asking us questions. Like 2 people ask us questions, and then we start ranting, and then the chat just encourages the rant more.
Yeah, I just keep the rant.
And they're like, "What about McDonald's?" And they just like keep encouraging the rant.
And like, don't even get me started about these bagels, my God.
Oh my God! You know what? Actually, I had to say about McDonald's quickly before we go, dude. You know how McDonald's is all day breakfast now?
Yeah.
That's a absolute flat out lie.
That's a lie. My wife wanted me to go get her a sausage bagel the other day, and they were like, "Oh, we don't serve those." I was like, "You freaking kidding me?
Lie.
It's 11 o'clock. You said 24 hours.
Liars. McDonald's. Liars. Because McGriddles, I love McGriddles. They don't do McGriddles, and they used to, at least in Canada, they don't even do the hash browns.
What do they make? What do they get?
Literally, what it is, it's all day McMuffins. That's what it should be called. That's really the only thing that's available all day is McMuffins.
Wait. Do you mean they discontinued McGriddles? in Canada, or
No,
just
they
during
They-
daytime hours?
during the 24-hour thing. So you can only get McGriddles in the morning. I love McGriddles. So if I'm 11:01, I am
I do
screwed
like
out
a
of my McGriddle,
McGriddle.
which is like it's a sausage egg McGriddle. You do the sausage and egg McMuffin. So you've got the sausage, you've got the
All
egg.
you need is the different
Warm
bread,
up
bro.
some of the McGriddle patties, and that's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
It's
Send it
like-
home with me frozen. I'll warm it
Yeah.
up myself.
and they're like, nope. They're like, nope. We just got. It's literally, it's all day breakfast. It's a flat out lie. It's all day McMuffins. That's what it should be called because that's all it is.
Which is the worst.
I know. Any people who get McMuffins haven't tried the McGriddle.
I will
Fact.
also say this though: people that choose McDonald's breakfast over A&W breakfast
No.
don't have brains, dude.
No,
The
no.
egg sandwich is so much better at A&W. It's
No,
it's not
no.
even a competition.
Do they have McGriddles at
A
A&W?
McGriddle is fine, but I'm talking like a McMuffin to the
Okay, yeah.
to the A&W one. It is trash.
How much
tier.
does it cost?
I don't know.
Knowing A&W,
More.
like $18. Like, oh, you want
Say,
an egg
The
sandwich?
thing
The
is,
title to your
$20.
car, to your brand
Here's
new Chevy Malibu.
Yeah,
thing.
A&W is so expensive. They have like leasing options on their burger. But he's like, oh, you it's like 5 easy payments of $5.99. You can get a breakfast sandwich at A&W.
here's the thing you have to understand though, Mike, about me is that I have 2 kids, and my kids, if I spend more than $1 on something, they hate it and they will not eat it. But if I spend $1 or less, they think it's the best thing. My daughter literally says to me, "This is the best burger in the whole wide world," and she's eating a cheeseburger from McDonald's, and I'm like, "I literally grilled you myself, local beef the other day, and you didn't finish it, but you're sitting here with a McDonald's cheeseburger, like this is the best thing." So if I go to A and
Well, but
W and I
maybe you
spend more
suck
than
at
$1, my
cooking.
kids aren't
Yeah,
gonna
maybe
eat it.
that's on
maybe
you, bro.
You're the issue. Bring them
Yeah.
over here. Bring them to Canada. I'm gonna cook them up. I got a special.
You're gonna cook
homemade
my
pan.
kids up?
Well, we'll see what happens. It depends how much beef we have. I'll make some homemade
Dude,
burgers. And
Did you see? Did you see the tweet of the burger I made recently?
No.
Oh,
I
Oh, like, it's
I had
not
you
that
muted.
recently.
Remember? I had his Twitter muted for some reason.
yeah. What the?
I don't know.
I loved. Side note, I
weird.
loved Kackis' did somebody hack your account this morning when you said something nice to him. Like, you make good
Right?
content. He's
I
like,
know.
this isn't.
Yeah.
Mike.
What the hell was that comment? It came out of nowhere.
I was trying to just give you some like positivity for once, and then I get attacked for it. So I'm not doing that ever again.
Well, it was on such a random video. I was like, you did not watch this video, did you?
I was just saying, hopefully my followers see my comment and follow you. Like, sue me for trying to do a nice thing. Jeez,
Sorry, dude.
I'm done.
I'm just not used to. You're gonna be out there on the billboards for Taco Bell, and I'm just not expecting this.
Hey, look, I won't forget about you. I like you too much.
Good, bring me with you. I'll be. I could probably make more money as just your manager at this point for how many sponsorships you're getting.
Every video, bro. We're not
Let's
ending.
kill it.
If it's not
All right.
if there's no sponsor, the video doesn't go live.
You're holding your content hostage.
Thank you guys
Ugh.
so much for watching the podcast. Hopefully you guys had some laughs. Hopefully you guys had some love. And I'm Mtashed.
I'm KackisHD.
True Vanguard. Thanks, everybody. We love you.
And we're the RGH Real Gamer Hour podcast every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you tune in because we haven't missed a Wednesday in a long time and we don't plan to because we love this. Okay. Thanks again.